Hey everyone, Selena here, Selena Baca Crochet. I've got a pattern that I just hit the publish button on this morning and I'm real excited about it. So I wanted to tell you about it. If you're watching live, come on over, say hey, say hello, tell me where you're viewing from. If you guys have any questions about the Alpine Christmas stocking, let me know. As long as I'm here live and I see those questions, I'll get them answered. And even if you ask on the replay, it's still the same great jam. I will get to your questions. I'll say hello as soon as I see. Okay? All right. So typically every year I come up with a new design for a Christmas stocking. It's one of my favorite things to do every year. It's just something that I do around this time of year. And I've been doing it since, I don't know, I think 2012, something like that. And I typically do like around the same kind of design. I haven't really, branched out too much. But last year, I just had a ton of interesting ideas. And so I sketched them all out and I planned them all out. And they're all kind of unique and different. Really different in what you may typically see in a Christmas stocking. And this is probably one of my favorites in the collection that I've come up with this year. Let me tell you, this one may look a little simple whenever you're looking at her, but she was complicated. Like, I cussed at her a few times. I'm telling you. But that was my fault. It was my fault. It was not the Alpine stocking. And truth be told, after I frogged this about 8 different times, I realized, and this is something I get real preachy about, and I completely missed it on this one. I was not using stitch markers when I started this. So when I sketched out my design, I did the math. I was like, I know what I'm doing. And for some reason, I decided, I don't need a stitch marker. Oh, no, I did, because I frogged it like at least 4 or 5 times. So by the time I had this with pattern testers, one of the notes in this pattern is you absolutely have to use a stitch marker. You have to. You can't not use a stitch marker. And some of my really seasoned crocheters, some of my seasoned pattern testers were like, actually, I didn't use a stitch marker, but you need a stitch marker. I'm like, I know, I tried to tell you. So this one is only tricky because it uses the puff stitch, it has spaces, and then it uses solid rows of half double crochet. So that can get a little tricky. You can think you know where you're going. You can think, I know how to count my stitches, and then you go to do it, and you're like, actually, I don't with this. So even I totally made that mistake. I think I don't know, I lost my mind. I overlooked it. It looks very simplistic. It is. It's very easy to count. It's very easy to follow along, but you got to use those stitch markers. Okay, so whenever you're looking at the pictures, and I'm looking at the Ravelry listing right here, whenever you're looking at the pictures, I think that the pictures haven't done it justice yet. Like, this thing is big, so I really wanted to show it to you. Here, hold on. I mean, this is a proper size stocking. Check that out. I mean, she's big. Like, you could put your whole arm in there. Look at that. It's a sleeve. Like, you can fit stuff in here. So I really like that. So I didn't want you guys to look at the pictures and go, what's going in there? Like, some coins? Like, what is this? What are we doing with this? So I think that I want to take a different picture with this, just like for scale. Like, she's thick. She's real thick. You're going to like her. So yeah, I really enjoy that. And I think I need to do a better job of like, wait a minute. Can you see that she's big? Can you see she's fully grown? Can you see that? So I really enjoyed that. All right. So let me walk you through some of this pattern. Okay. So I use Lion Brand yarn, Wool Ease Thick and Quick. I love Thick and Quick. Not only does it come in fantastic colors, like really, really good colors, especially for like the Christmas season. Look at this heathered, like hunter green color. So beautiful. So I super loved this. This to me just screams Christmas, especially that like classic holiday like green. Oh, just love that so much. So what I did was I paired it with this cream color, so it really pulls from the flecks of the green. So I loved that a lot. So if you have, maybe you already have some holiday colors, and you want to kind of bring those, it's really easy to kind of use colors that you love. These happen to be the colors that I loved. I love the thick and quick yarn because it works up really quick. It makes a fabric that's really thick. So it's not only durable, you know, because it does have that really thick, it creates that really thick fabric. But again, I mean, this thing works up in no time at all. So, I mean, that skein of yarn, depending on the colors that you get, some of those colors can be a little pricey, and then depending on where you get them from, like, you know, I've seen them for up to like 10 bucks a skein. So, you know, it can cost a little bit, but you know, get a sale, wait for all of that. If you want, I mean, I like to get a little discount every now and then. I like that. So, you know, wait for a sale, wait for a discount, use a coupon, something like that. But I mean, really, where you're spending a little bit of money, you're really making up on the time. So you're not going to spend a lot of time on this. And that's another thing I appreciated about this. Okay. So the interesting thing about this, check that out. Okay. You can totally, this is two pieces, and I'll talk about that in just a little bit. But what I love about the two different pieces is that you can flip it either way and have a completely different look. And I really wanted to highlight that. So here's one where it's green and white. Here's one where it's green, but then the cuff up here is white, and then there's a border in white. So you can really have two completely different looks with one stocking. Now, the reason that's pretty cool and interesting is that this stocking is made in rows that are not joined. So it's worked from the center outward. And you're actually creating, like, this is part one, this is part two. These are two different patterns. They're not the same pattern. And we do that because this is a puff stitch, so it's not really reversible the way that I do it. I mean, like the fabric, yeah, I mean, it looks a little different on both sides, right? So it's not like a perfect match. So this pattern is different than this pattern. So if you're super particular about, I want the green to go this way, then you know that you got to make sure the green is going this way, and you know, all that jazz. So the pattern does tell you part A is these colors, part B is these colors, right? So it is worked in rows, and you're creating one piece, you're putting that off to the side, then you're creating this piece in rows, putting it off to the side. And what I love about this is that you're using alternating rows of the puff stitch just for that beautiful pops of texture here. And there are little gaps in there too, and that way it's not just a solid puff stitch. It's pretty, I mean, you can't really see through it, you know? You can't, look at that. You can't really see through it, which is what I really like about it. But if you really had this like thing stacked full, if you had it like stuffed, yes, you know, it's crochet fabric, you know, you can kind of peek through just a little bit. But that's alternated with, or that's split up with just some solid rows of half double crochet. And with some very particular increasing in very particular parts, that's how we're transforming these rows of crochet into this that looks like a stocking. So I was just like pat myself on the back a little bit that I figured that out the hard way. And then I really love the texture, and I love the way it's seamed together. So yeah, so when you follow this pattern, you guys are, look at that. Look how cute she is. So, I mean, it looks so simple. It looks so traditional, but also very classic. So I think it's one of those classic Christmas stocking patterns. It's something you can totally, you can make it bigger, you can make it smaller, you can use it, you can make it in colors that you love. Both sides can be striped if you want. You can use an ombre yarn, you can use a variegated yarn. I mean, you can really have a lot of fun playing around with this. Again, use a smaller yarn to make a smaller little stocking. I mean, you can make it with yarn so small that it can just be like a gift card holder or something super cute like that. Or you can make like a garland with these. I would love to see that so much, seriously. You can even make this super jumbo huge by, you know, using a larger weight of yarn. So have fun with it. Make it your own. Or like I said, you can follow the pattern exactly as it's written and make this exact stocking if you want. Or again, you can totally play around with yarn weights, yarn colors, and just make this your own. All right. Okay. I've talked a little bit about this, and I see so many of you guys are here. So let's check in and say hey to Angela. Angela, so good to see you. Kimberly's checking in from the UK. My friend Dawn is here. So good to see you, Dawn. Sophie is checking in. Dawn says it's awesome. Thank you so much. Ashley says, how can I find a free pattern link for this stocking? So this is not a free pattern. Not all my patterns are free. So this pattern right now is only available through Ravelry. I have the link in the video description. And if you would like to purchase a PDF, you can get $2 off with coupon code GET, the number 2 OFF. So get 2 off, and that will give you $2 off. I also host sales in my community. And if you guys are not there yet, come on over and join. I'll put the link in the video description here. Hold on. Here's my group. And I host sales there just for my community members. For example, today I got a flash sale going on, so you can definitely snag this and some other patterns for a great deal that you want if you want. But yeah, not all of my patterns are available for free, but I do share some of my patterns that you can view for free at the American Crochet Association site. So that's where you can view some of my patterns for free. Let's see who else is here. Hello from Cyprus. Angela, thank you for the pattern. Selena, I love it. So glad you do. All right, some of you guys say video is freezing. Sometimes that happens. Sometimes it's my connection. Sometimes it's your connection. Sometimes the connection is just terrible. That's just how it goes sometimes. That's just how it is. Hello, Penny from Vermont. So good to see you. Thanks for checking in. All right, guys. So this is a little bit of an impromptu video. Just kind of last minute, all of that. But I did hit the publish button on this Christmas stocking pattern this morning. It's out. It's ready. Use your stitch markers. So I'm saying that because it is a note in the pattern. It is definitely part of the pattern. The pattern also tells you that you should use stitch markers in other aspects of the pattern. So don't skip on that. Yeah, I mean, that was even a mistake that I made, and I sketched this thing out. I did the math and I was working it up and I was like, why do you hate me? And it was because I kept thinking, I know what I'm doing, but this can be tricky without those stitch markers. And that's because the puff stitch can be a little tricky about where the top of the puff is, especially when you're going back over a row of work. And when you pair that together with working half double crochet stitches, it can look tricky. You think you know what you're doing, but yeah, we're all just human. So we got to use the stitch markers. Guys, this is one of the stockings in a huge collection that I'm making this year. I have not released all of them yet. But quite a few of them have already been tested and they are out there. So if you want to check them out, click on the link in the video description and then view all of my patterns on Ravelry. Because again, this is just one of the many stocking patterns that I created and am putting out this year. So I hope you guys check them out. There's just a few more that are with testers that I'm just double and triple checking and making sure they're perfect before they're out there. And if you guys don't want to miss any of those pattern releases or sales, definitely come on over and join my group. I've posted that group link in the comments. If you're already there, you know. If you're not there yet, come on over and join, okay? Let's see. Who else is here? All right, I think I said hey and hello to everyone. Guys, if you have any questions about this stocking pattern, just let me know. Go ahead and post a comment, whether you're here live or on the replay. As soon as I see it, I will get right back to you. Again, if you want to snag this pattern, you don't want to pay full price, I gave you that coupon. Definitely use it. And if you want amazing sales, I typically host at least one every week, but only in my group. So if you're not already there, come on over and join. If you're already joined and you're not getting those notifications, make sure you come on in, drop a line, participate. Make sure your notifications are turned on and you'll see it next time. All right, everybody, that's all I have for you guys today on this Friday. I hope you love the Alpine Christmas stocking. I super, super duper do. I am so happy with this. I love this so much. I think it turned out even better than I had even planned and sketched. I hope you guys feel the same. If you guys want to see other finished projects, oh, I should have done that already. Look at me. I'm all like, bye. Oh, wait, hold on. If you guys want to see other finished projects, come on over to Ravelry. I had quite a few pattern testers working on this, and I told them they could use any yarn that they wanted. Gauge and size was not crucial. So they used yarns like Cotton Kings, Woolies Thick and Quick, of course, a Lion Brand Hometown USA, and Sheppa's Chunky Monkey. But again, if you want it larger or smaller, you just have to kind of play around with that. There are a few finished projects you guys can check out. I think they're absolutely beautiful. I think that this pattern, when you use stitch markers, it's, you know, it comes out exactly as it's pictured. So I can't wait to see yours. All right, everybody. Peace, love, crochet. Thank you so much for following along. It is such a pleasure to see you in the crochet community, and I cannot wait to see your finished Alpine Christmas stocking patterns. So make sure you share them, especially in the group after you finish them. Okay? See you next time. Bye.